Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Hot 97 News. This is a brand new live news show where we talk about all the biggest stories happening around the country. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ronzel with 2 N's.
What's happening?
And Million.
Peace and blessings.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Come on.
Oh, we knew. Okay.
All right. On a Wednesday. What's gotten into you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Peace and
brother.
blessings today.
Amen.
Okay.
All
Amen.
right. Well, you know what? What a wonderful note to start off this Black History Month Wednesday.
Come on now.
So here is Ronzel with 2 N's with your 1 minute of Black excellence.
1 minute of Black excellence. Yes. Now, before Rosa Parks, guess who it was? It was Claudette Colvin. She was a 15-year-old who refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. 9 months earlier in 1955, before Rosa Parks. And that is amazing because at 15, I was trying to figure out who was going to be on my top 8, on MySpace.
On MySpace.
You know, that's what I was trying to do. So she was arrested and later became one of the plaintiffs in Browder versus Gale, the Supreme Court case that officially ended segregation in Alabama. So when you talk about Rosa Parks, don't forget to mention the originator, Claudette Colvin. All right? And that is your 1 minute of Black excellence.
Amen.
Yeah, man, they don't talk about this lady before Rosa. Everybody give Rosa all her flowers, but you failed. They failed to mention that she was the first one,
girl.
bro. She was the first one.
Do you know how mad I would be?
Come on now.
If somebody, no disrespect to Rosa Parks.
No
now.
shade. No shade.
No shade.
No shade.
On this here show. However, boy, you know how mad I would be.
I did it first.
I did it first.
I did it first, bro. And y'all gave her the credit. Is crazy.
Rosa just did it better.
Oh,
Let me
that's
stop.
crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, but good for all of them. I love hearing about all this. You know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
It is dope.
Because people really were moving, and to hear so young is crazy. He didn't even know what a top 8 was.
Yeah,
When he
that's-
said top 8,
Yeah, that's MySpace. You know what MySpace is, all right?
you know.
You don't know what MySpace is?
You never
I
heard
mean,
of
no,
MySpace?
yeah.
You
I
like know what it is.
MySpace, but top 8, I didn't know.
Man, you missed the era,
It was
bro.
an era.
That's crazy.
That was an era.
Tom was
crazy.
everybody's friend.
Yeah, I lost a lot of friends. You done lost a lot of best friends at that top 8.
Yeah. You can only select 8 people to be on your top 8 on your page. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It is a lot.
It was big business. And if you weren't in anybody's top 8,
Boy, what? You was a lame.
Lame.
A lame.
this is supposed to be about Black history. I'm sorry.
Flashbacks. Flashbacks.
Flashbacks. Okay, diving into the news. We got a lot to talk about today, people. First of all, Iran's supreme leader was popping off on X yesterday. So on background here, and this can be a whole background rewind moment because we got to catch up. The U.S. and Iran are in the middle of talks to see if we're going to war, basically. Iranians started protesting when their economy tanked last December. Thousands of Iranians joined in because they basically hate their oppressive government. The U.S. encouraged them to protest and said they would be behind them all the way to help out. The U.S. was not behind them any of the way to help out. And essentially, thousands of people were killed. The protests were squashed. The U.S. blamed the Iranian government for killing the protesters. The Iranian government blamed the U.S. and Israel's spy agencies for the mass killing of protesters. The government regained control and allegedly planned to hang protesters who were involved in it. Trump claims to have stopped that from happening, so he decided not to attack. And then the U.S. sent thousands of troops and a whole armada to the Middle East to get Iran to agree to a nuclear deal, which has nothing to do with the protesters. But the U.S. says they want Iran to stop their nuclear program completely. Israel wants Iran to stop their ballistic missiles program, and stop supporting militant groups in the area. The Iranian government, I should say that none of that is happening. And if they don't come to a deal here, the U.S. says they are going to attack. And Iran says that is going to spark a regional war. Nobody's even talking about the protesters anymore or helping Iranians overthrow their government anymore, which some Iranians do like their regime, but a lot of them do not. And so that is the background. Is everybody on the same page?
Yes.
We're all here together.
Yes,
okay.
we're here.
What does Israel have to do with any of this? Let me stop. Go ahead.
Israel gets to chime in and throw in just demands because they're our ally and they just kind of honestly do whatever they want, as we've all seen. So, Trump tries to, we all get it. Okay. Yeah, you get it. Okay. So that leads us to Iran's Ayatollah popping off on X yesterday. Look at this. It was a whole just flurry of X posts. He says, the U.S. president keeps saying that they have the strongest military force in the world. The strongest military force in the world may at times be struck so hard that it cannot get up again.
Ooh, talk Talk to him. It's
Talking.
getting hot. It's getting hot.
The Americans constantly say that they've sent a warship towards Iran. Of course, a warship is a dangerous piece of military hardware. However, more dangerous than that warship is the weapon that can send that warship to the bottom of the sea.
Ooh, wow.
Spice, man. Spice.
That was, I was shook it already.
I
Because
was
I'm like,
scared.
oh, okay. Like, just going for it, I guess. A sign of the decline of the corrupt, oppressive U.S. empire is its irrationality, such as interfering in our country's internal affairs. They say, limit your missiles to this range. What's that to do with you? Without deterrent weaponry, a country will be crushed by the enemy. Iranians, if you know Iranians, they can be a little dramatic. You know what I mean? Like, they can be very dramatic.
I see.
They'll put a curse on your whole bloodline. You know what I mean? Just because they're like mad about something. I know a lot of Iranians are funny. Peaceful nuclear industry is not for war. It is for running the country, for agriculture, for treatment and healthcare, and for everything that depends on energy. This is among the nation's rights. What does it have to do with you Americans? He says. Then he said, the Americans say, let's negotiate over your nuclear energy, and the result of the negotiation is supposed to be that you do not have this energy. If that's the case, there is no room for negotiation. But if negotiations are truly to take place, determining the outcome of the negotiations in advance is a wrong and foolish act. And we can stop right there real quick. What he's trying to say is the United States is saying, you guys need to have 0% nuclear enrichment. We kind of talked about this yesterday. Iran is saying, well, we can maybe agree to maybe diluting some of our uranium that we have now that's enriched to 60%. 90% can make a nuclear weapon. They have theirs at 60%. You really don't need it enriched to 60% for just peaceful purposes. So they're saying, maybe we can dilute it. The U.S. is saying, nah, you need to have 0%. So that's why they're saying, you guys have already decided what the outcome of this negotiation is going to be. It's not a negotiation. Okay. Continuing on with the tirade.
Oh, he's still tweeting.
Oh,
Jeez.
he's still going. Oh,
gosh.
yes. Oh, yes. In fact, this got a little petty. We had heard so much about the corruption of Western leaders, but the affair of this infamous and corrupt island exceeds all limits. Hint, hint, he's talking about the Epstein Island. This represents Western liberal civilization and democracy. They toil away for 200, 300 years, and here's the result. This island of corruption is just one example. There are many phenomena of this kind. Just as this case was not apparent but was revealed, many other cases exist that will be revealed later. Now, what does that mean?
Here? I always wonder, and this is just a little side thought that I just had. Okay. Do they be tweeting this stuff? Do you think they be tweeting this stuff, or is it somebody in their camp that be tweeting this stuff?
I don't know.
I always wondered that. This has nothing to do with the stories, but I just always reading this is like, ain't no way he talking like this on Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
I would say it'd be crazy if he was, but imagine he wasn't. And you have like an aide popping off about to start a war.
He don't even know what's going on. Hold up. Who tweeted this?
He said, what on my account?
Who tweeted this? Who said we gonna sink their ships and put them in the bottom of the sea? I don't even want that to happen for real. Hey, bro, just imagine if that is really going on, bro.
That would be insane.
You know what I'm saying?
Just as insane as, there were allegations that Trump, not to make this about Trump, but that Trump didn't post that picture and that video with Obama and Michelle as monkeys. And, I was like, well, maybe an aide posted it. Maybe you could fire that aide and whatever. I mean, it's like, I don't know. You literally never know who's posting all these people's accounts.
Exactly, bro.
Which is crazy because Trump will say something consequential like that gets, world leaders moving. And I'm like, who's posting this?
Exactly.
So that would be crazy if he wasn't. But it must have his blessing or else
some type of signature on it.
Fired. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's where it is right now. And I don't know, when you look at this situation, I don't know who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. I'm sure it depends on who you ask. Some Iranians do appreciate their leadership, but a lot do not. I mean, they really thought that this was it. You know what I mean? When these protests kicked off, because they don't, just protest like that to overthrow the government that often. It's happened a few times, but it's just not been successful. And Iranian refugees now who fled say they feel helpless because they feel like this Iranian regime is just executing people that they haven't stopped, even though the U.S. said the killing has stopped. They claim that it hasn't. And they believe that the U.S. nuclear talks with Iran is not going to save the people who are still in danger. And it's not going to do anything to topple the government. You know what I mean? Like, again, Trump was saying, like, go out there and just do this to your government. Revolt. You know what I mean? I'll be behind you. And then, you weren't.
Yeah.
So for the people out there, they feel very abandoned by that. And now you're saying, we thought you were going to help, and now we're getting hung. Now we're getting killed. Now, now our families' lives are in danger, and we thought, we were all doing this together. So a lot of people say that they've lost hope, and they just don't even know what to do. In fact, people say they can't even talk to their family members for real because they don't know if their lines are tapped or if, the government is recording private conversations. Like we talked about, the Iranian government blamed Israel and the U.S., so they're probably like listening to see who all else is conspiring, behind them in their own country. So, I mean, I guess that's what you have to do when you're a government. But, for the people who are just like, man, we really just hate these people and want to topple them. They've been in charge for like 40 years. What do you do?
Did we, how do I ask this? Because I really don't know the answer or the question. Did we attack Iran at one point?
I'm so glad you asked.
I'm just asking from what you have told me before and me listening.
Yes.
You have said this, right?
I'm not glad
tripping.
you asked.
I'm not tripping.
So glad you asked.
Okay.
No, you're not tripping because what I also think is insane. We got pulled into that Israel and Iran war last year.
Okay.
Israel just like popped off on Iran. Like they were in talks to do something about their nuclear program. And when those talks came to an end, Israel just like went for it and just started like attacking. So then Iran starts attacking. And then Israel's like, U.S., you got to get involved.
Yeah.
And the U.S. was like, no, we're not going to get involved. Like we don't want to get pulled into a war. And we end up getting involved because the U.S. said, okay, we're going to go and drop these bunker buster bombs on their nuclear facilities, and then we're done. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's leader, has been saying for decades, Iran's really close to building a nuclear weapon, really close, we got to attack them. Nobody's listened. Trump finally listened last year, and he said, you know what, we're going in, we are going to do this, and it's going to forever knock out the problem. They dropped the bunker buster bombs. They say, we did it. We obliterated their nuclear facilities. So I was like, great. Now we don't have to listen to this ever again. What are we doing now? That lasted a year? Didn't even last a year before we're back with an armada talking about the nuclear program. I thought we obliterated it.
Yeah.
Not a bad point.
You ain't lying. Do y'all think that they're able to sink the ship? Because when I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, I think Iran is just talking yet again. I want them to, I'm not going to say I want them to retaliate, but what I am saying is if we're beefing and you're being a bully to me, you have to punch that person in the mouth. You don't have to win the fight. You have to punch that person in the mouth so they know, hey, I can't keep messing with you. So that's why I want Iran to actually try and do something to show that you have some retaliatory, like you have some stuff to stop them, but it's not realistic, y'all. I think Iran is just talking.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I literally don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at it. I mean, we put $20 to $30 billion of assets together into those ships that we sent out, and we only sent out 2 of those. Iran ain't touching that, y'all. They ain't touching it.
If they were to attack a warship with thousands of American troops on it, oh my God! Like, can you imagine this? That would be a catastrophe. You know what I mean? Like
catastrophe for them or catastrophe
for
every
literally everybody involved.
Just everything.
I mean, because at that point that would be, again, like these people posture a lot. They seem to do things behind closed doors and have little backroom meetings with each other and say, hey, we're gonna like attack here. We're gonna drop a bomb over here. We're not really trying to like pop anything off. If they killed thousands of U.S. troops, that future is like insane to like think about.
Yeah. Now that would be bad of course it would be bad because we lost a lot of troops, but to them it would probably get exponentially worse because we would really go crazy.
Oh yes.
Okay.
But see, I don't know like if that's something that the people want or not. That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep saying it. Like, do y'all want to get bombed for your freedom or not? It's a real question.
Yeah.
Because it could happen. I don't know if they're going to just target the military facilities or if they're going to bomb like places in Tehran trying to get to leadership. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe you guys are like, man, screw it. We'll give our lives to this. Maybe you're like, no, we do not want to die for this because then we'll be dead and you did it, anyway. And it's a real scenario. But what we just did in Venezuela showed everybody like the U.S. has crazy weaponry. So they just proved they can go into somebody's country, into like a military facility and use a discombobulator, as Trump likes to call it, and just leave with 0 American lives lost. Yeah. You kidnapped the whole president. You know how heavily guarded a president is? and you just went in and snatched them in the middle of the night.
That's crazy.
With not one, I mean, you got to have something. So if they were to sink a warship with that many American troops on it, I mean, that's not even like, that's like mind blowing to think of. But they are, dancing around all of that right now. So we'll see what happens. Iran recently conducted naval drills and they temporarily closed that Strait of Hormuz, which is like a choke point for global oil transport. So they're all kind of like showing their hands and showing their cards a little bit here. But, we'll see what happens. Trump does say the best thing that could happen would be a power change in Iran. But it also seems like if this government strikes a deal with them over their nuclear facility, they're not going to do anything. They'll probably just leave and call it a victory. No lives lost. They made the Iranian lives terrible long enough for people to protest, and they got what they wanted with their nuclear facility. If Israel wants the ballistic missiles thing to happen, though, that's going to be a whole other sticking point. I doubt, they give up their defenses completely. So I don't know what these people want to do. It's crazy to watch because there's so much at stake here, and I hate the death that people are dancing around right now.
Yeah, I just don't want to go to war. I think that's my whole thing. I mean, not that I would go to war specifically, but I don't think I never really understood the concept of war. Regardless, though, you know what I'm saying? Like I never really understood why are we fighting? I never really got the Macho Man Randy Savage it's
because it doesn't make any sense.
It really don't be making no sense. If y'all really wanted to put the two presidents in the ring, let them fight.
We elected you to be the leader of our country.
Yeah, so fight for us.
So not tell me to go die in another country. Yeah. What are we talking about? Y'all can't work this out for real?
Exactly.
Without me dying?
Put them all in one room. Let a Royal Rumble happen and fight to the death.
Right. Why don't y'all, if y'all want to fight, why don't y'all duke it out?
Exactly.
Instead of sending troops to die.
Man, whoever come out alive is the winner. And that person controls the entire world. You know what I mean? Then we got one world leader at that point. Nah, y'all ain't ready to die for y'all country for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but literally anything that happens on either side could end in the loss of life. So that's, what we're hoping they can avoid out there, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, the U.S. is still trying to end the war with Russia and Ukraine. We haven't talked about this because it's just a lot. And depending on who you ask, the narrative of what's really going on here changes. But negotiations are happening right now. Of course, we all remember Trump said that he could end this thing day one of the presidency, and that didn't happen. Obviously, it's a little more complicated than he thought. He did get the talks going. The Biden administration wasn't even talking to Putin, so he has gotten some headway. I don't want to take anything away from him, but they're still fighting. And they keep saying they're close to a deal, and then nothing ever happens. So I don't even think they bothered saying that this time because we know at this point, y'all keep saying it. But they have been at these negotiations for days. The talks are being mediated by the U.S., and it's led by Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, again. Did anybody vote for him?
Yeah, why is he always in places where he don't belong? I still don't get why he's talking, because he's not any type of political anything, right?
He's a private citizen.
He's just a regular person like me and you, right?
Right.
And be talking. Oath. No, nothing.
Send you out there. Send Rondell out there.
Y'all definitely don't want me to talk on the stages at all. And why is this man talking? Why is he allowed to talk, bro?
Right.
This don't make no sense.
Because he's now negotiating the Israel conflict with Gaza.
I never heard
the Iran nuclear talks.
He said negotiating
Russia
is
and
crazy.
Ukraine. Did I miss something? Did the Senate confirm you? Did you? I guess. Okay, so his son-in-law's just out there running around as a private citizen on behalf of the United States. But yeah, man, they can't seem to bring this thing to an end. Russia, of course, invaded Ukraine. Ukraine is fighting back. Ukraine has had a lot of help from Europe and the United States, of course. And so they have been sticking in there. This has been going on since 2022 at this point. So at this point, Ukraine says that Russia wants to control their land and stop them from choosing their future. And this is all about Russia just taking their territory. And Russia says that, no, they are trying to save the population there in that area that they're trying to take at this point. And they feel like Ukraine was getting a little too close to U.S. and NATO. And so they're protecting their security, which ironically sounds very similar to what's happening here on our little Western hemisphere, where we are saying, Cuba, you got to do all this because you're too close to China and Russia. Now they're saying, hey, Ukraine, you're a little too close to U.S. and NATO. So this is all playing out, all around the world. But The idea here is that maybe they could just freeze the line at the fighting right now. So Russia sees like 20% of Ukraine. The idea is that maybe they could just keep that. That is an area, it's like called the Donbass region. It's two kind of different areas. And they are known for speaking Russian and culturally kind of identifying with Russia at some point. They used to be a part of Russia. But Ukraine says like, no, that was like a long time ago. And they're now like our Ukrainian territory. Russia can't just have it. So, yeah, that's kind of where things are. And I don't know how this comes to an end either. Ukraine is like so pissed about that because they're like, hey, it feels like you're telling us to give in to what Russia wants. It feels like, Russia did this to us and now you're going to reward them with the land that they took. Because Russia actually also wants like more land, all the land in that Donbass region. They're just like, okay, the land we took we want and the rest of that land that we're talking about we want. And so that's what will be good for us. Ukraine says absolutely not. And now they can't come to an agreement.
Ain't Russia big? Russia big.
Russia's massive.
It's huge, ain't it?
Massive.
How much more land do y'all want? God, dog.
Russia's massive.
That's a lot of land.
People think they're trying to get like the USSR back together.
Oh, okay,
like just get the whole clan back
Okay,
together.
okay.
And Ukraine's like, nah, man, they're us now.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. What I didn't know that has kind of surfaced in all of this is that Putin actually has a very high approval rating in Russia.
Really?
Isn't that weird? It's very trippy to think about. I thought people were just like very oppressed, downtrodden,
Yeah.
like just like, like Russian prison,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
kind of situation. Apparently they like the man. So, everybody's spitting propaganda to their people. That's why I keep telling y'all, which one do y'all want to believe?
True.
That's why they say Russian propaganda. It's just like what their news for Russian. Just like we have U.S. propaganda to them. So in our version of the news, they are the bad guy, ? Because they're also saying to Ukraine, just let them have the land they took instead of saying, nah, Russia, we're going to go in. It's all this is very complicated
Yeah.
stuff. And Ukraine is not exactly innocent in all things because another weird thing that just happened, they're in the middle of an insane corruption scandal. And what happened here, there's this huge corruption case called Operation Midas, and they're investigating claims that around $100 million was stolen through kickbacks and embezzlement. And this involves Ukraine's state-run nuclear energy company. It's called like Energoatom, something like that. And basically Energoatom is Ukraine's state nuclear power company, and the government is supposed to be hiring private companies to do repairs and construction and equipment supply, infrastructure upgrades, all that kind of stuff. Well, the accusation here is that those contracts were being handed out, but certain officials were allegedly telling the contractors, if you want that contract, you owe us a little cut of it. So companies that refuse could just get, blocked from bidding or kind of cut out of the whole process of getting a deal. And so one person, Ukraine's former energy minister, who is close to President Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was stopped and arrested while trying to leave the country while he was under investigation in this corruption case. It wasn't just stopped. He was like on their radar, and anti-corruption detectives told border guards, hey, if this guy shows up, watch him, flag him, and get information if he's trying to cross. And yeah, well, they see him on the train trying to get out the border, and they caught him before he could leave.
Wait, what? So
It was like a whole movie plot that played out.
Yeah,
Man.
I didn't know how corrupt Ukraine really was, though. The fact that they had to create a whole new task force just specifically for corruption. It's called the NABU, National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine. I was like, dang, the fact that they had to make a whole corruption of police is crazy to me.
And these are people who are around the president, Ukraine, who's fighting against Russia. And this is for their energy sector. Russia is constantly hitting their energy sector. So these are people who are saying like, hey, all this money that we're getting and we're giving out to protect our infrastructure, like we want a little piece of that. That's like robbing the fire department while the building's on fire.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We're going through this right now. And some people are cold. Some people are, like lacking energy right now. And you people are trying to enrich yourselves off contracts that could be going to the infrastructure. Crazy.
Yeah, I was watching some interviews about it and like some documentaries on Ukraine. Apparently, like this is just an ongoing thing within their society as a whole. Like the citizens are pretty much used to being like plotted on and schemed on.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It was almost like normal to them. Almost, it was kind of crazy when I heard them talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's bad for Zelensky because he looks bad. I mean, imagine how demoralizing that is too. Like, y'all are literally at war. You're hanging on. You've been there at war since 2022. It's 2026, and your government officials are accused of stealing money that's supposed to keep your lights on as Russia is battering it to smithereens. What are we doing? Mind you, America and all these Western countries, they've given them like billions of dollars and things, to help survive this war. So, there's no allegation that they stole U.S. aid or anything like that. But just the idea of it all is very shady.
We giving them billions of dollars of what we don't have.
We ain't
even got no money. we helping y'all out with no money. That'd be my biggest issue.
Me too. Instead of trying to save all these people,
Bruh.
what if we saved ourselves?
Just a little bit. And there's a bunch of corruption going on here in America too. Like
yes.
So I mean, we need one of them, whatever that was.
Yeah,
right. We need that right here, boy. Imagine how many people would have been and gone down. Ooh.
Seriously. And that's why, sometimes I think about how we were taught about all these foreign affairs, and it's just like, oh, America's always the good guy, and all these other countries are the big, bad, scary, wolf. It just seems like every government has its problems, and you just, I just live here.
Yeah.
I just root for America because I live here, and y'all just do whatever you want.
Flat
you know what I mean? But we'll keep an eye on it, and we do have to go to a break real quick, but we'll be right back after this.
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 Mornings with Mero. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast. Here for it all.
We're here for it all.
Let's go. Mariah Carey takeover.
The people made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to all the classrooms and we turning up.
Good morning, students. My name is Wale. Aren't you supposed to be in class?
Wale, where are you supposed to be?
Oh, man, you supposed to be in class, man.
Rihanna has become a true worldwide icon.
Congratulations on the job. We listen to Hot 97 every day. We can't wait to hear you guys even more.
Hey, let's go!
Get ready. The legend is on your screen. Funk Flex, the man who defines hip-hop, is bringing the heat from the radio booth to your TV.
Where my camera at? That's my camera? All right.
The biggest beats, the hottest freestyles, and that classic Flex energy.
Bars are back.
Now in your living room. Don't just hear it, watch the movement. Funk Flex, now on Hot 97 TV, Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. Here with Rondell with 2 N's.
What it do? Give it up to you.
And Million.
Hey, the fact that this is a reality.
Brand new live news show. I'm your host, Lana Harris. There is so much going on in this country and in this world.
Civil unrest. Nobody's going to trust that. Any of
this sounds, like I said, it sounds good.
Yeah.
It does sound beneficial.
back to Hot 97 News, everybody. And yes, we are going to talk about the Epstein files. Still haven't let it go. And now we can tell you that billionaire Les Wexner is set to be deposed in a congressional probe of the Epstein files. So, Les Wexner, it's hard to say, not Lex. I want to say Lex Luthor. Les Wexner is one of the guys behind Victoria's Secret and The Limited, and he's one of those names that popped up, out of nowhere in a big old splashy way recently. His name is reportedly all over the files, and he's now scheduled to testify under subpoena in a closed-door congressional deposition about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my God, they doing these closed-door things, bro.
what?
Why y'all doing this? The files is already closed enough. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. Y'all keeping this too much of a secret, bro. We supposed to be able to see all this. Stop open the door up.
Because at this point, who are we for? Why?
Why?
You know we want to see.
I'm telling y'all, it's a can of worms that we might not want to touch, y'all. It's too many of the higher elites that's running the country. Les Wexner is a billionaire.
True. I still want to see it.
So Les Wexner apparently first met Epstein back in the 80s and eventually granted him power of attorney. So this is somebody, who very much trusted Epstein, which is not funny, but it's really funny if you didn't know. Imagine you found out you gave power of attorney to someone who's like a pedo.
Yeah, bruh.
Surprise. Oh my God.
Crazy.
Anywho, so Epstein did have control over his financial affairs, and Wexner's name was in the files 1,000 times. Their relationship lasted for years, but I do know that they are said to have split. Everybody says that they've split from Epstein when they found out about this stuff and, blah, blah, blah. But he's apparently going to be asked about Virginia Giuffre. She is one of the victims of Epstein who was very vocal until she, sadly committed suicide. But she was trying to expose all of this stuff before she had committed suicide. So a lot of people kind of look at that and have questions about it. Wexner says he's never met her, and all that's just something he doesn't know anything about. No criminal charges were ever filed against him as it relates to her, but he'll be explaining that. He'll be explaining the money that was exchanged hands between him and Epstein. Apparently, Wexner says that Epstein stole a lot of money from him. There's even notes that Epstein repaid $100 million to Wexner back in 2008. In 2008, when he was going through all those initial claims of soliciting a child for sex. So, this is something that he is now going to have to answer for, I guess, in a closed door deposition. But even more interesting than that is what's happening with Mr. Steve Bannon. And Steve Bannon and his relationship with Epstein has MAGA freaking out right now. Freaking out. These guys were just thick as thieves if you let the pictures tell it. Mind you, Steve Bannon was one of Trump's top political strategists in 2016 and early 2017. He was reportedly the CEO of Trump's presidential campaign and then Trump's White House chief strategist and senior counselor to the president. So he was kind of in charge of the just political ideology and the messaging and whatnot until he left in August 2017. So the messages we're about to show you happened after that. But they are very interesting. These messages between Steve Bannon and Epstein that the FBI dropped in these files are very close, very jokey, very familiar, very we talk. So this is one of them where Steve Bannon is saying that he hammers and God shorts. He's talking about Jeffrey Epstein. He's calling, if you look at the context of the conversation, he's basically referring to Epstein as God. And Epstein says, I don't think of myself that way, but Steve Bannon says, I do. And everybody's like, ha, 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 ha. Well, what does that mean?
What?
Now, what does that mean?
Some weirdos.
Okay, you already think about, okay, that's great. Okay. This is somebody, again, who went down for soliciting a child for prostitution a decade before these messages. And that case involved 36 victims and a joke of a jail sentence. But so here we are, him talking like this. The messages also show them talking about rehabbing Epstein's image. This is a different one, but just real quick, I just thought this was interesting. Steve Bannon was trying to figure out how to make Epstein's image just better in the public eye. Hey, man, it's crazy that people know you're a sex offender, and that's all they see you as now. So we have to do something to change that, maybe a documentary or something.
Oh.
What?
That'll be the one that shake things up.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll change their opinion.
Yeah.
What?
You can just throw those charges away.
Yeah,
what? Jail sentence you did for that? Yeah. So let's rehab your image. So that was shady. And what really got the people going was the 25th Amendment talk. So this is the message that I've seen going viral and has people really in a tizzy. Bannon is seen texting Epstein that Trump was beyond borderline for the 25th Amendment. No soldiers in the fort. He is really borderline. Not sure what he may do, says allegedly Epstein. Steve Bannon says, I think it's beyond borderline. 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment is the part of the Constitution that lets the government remove a president from power if they're unable to do the job. That would be because of like physical incapacity, a mental health problem. It's not like an impeachment where you're saying like you did something wrong. It's about literally being fit to serve. So when the reports say Bannon was texting Epstein about this, that Trump was beyond borderline, the Democrats had just taken power back in the House. So, like, they're saying, like, is this you guys talking about how to try to get rid of Trump? It starts off with saying, spoke to my Dems this weekend. Boy, our emotions running high. And then it goes to, yeah, I think it's beyond borderline 25th Amendment. This guy's not fit to serve. So now people are saying this man, Steve Bannon, needs to explain himself. Michael Flynn posted about this on X. And he says, the White House, or at least the DOJ, has got to come out and say what they plan on doing with this information. I remember all the 25th Amendment talk back in the first term. It was really ugly. If Bannon and Epstein were behind it, Bannon needs to be brought in for questioning. And he needs to address this and all the other poo he was doing on behalf of Epstein. Mind you, Mike Flynn was Trump's national security advisor back in 2017, but only for 24 days because he was caught lying to the FBI and he went to jail.
Oh, my God, bro. The story thickens.
Trump pardoned him back in 2020. But, like, why are we surrounded by so many people who are accused of doing so many things? Like, who is surrounded by this many criminals?
Well, you know, what is it? Bad company hanging around bad company. Is that the saying? Or
Steve Bannon went to jail. Michael Flynn went to jail. So Roger Stone. Everybody. There's so many names.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
What is this?
And it's not one bad apple spoiled the bunch. They all bad apples.
And we're all floating around Epstein.
Yeah.
We're all floating around politics.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm trying to figure out why Epstein was able to like have this much power in general, though, for him to have all these people floating around him. Because when I was looking into it, I mean, it's like
the money.
I mean, yeah, but like he wasn't the brightest guy. Dude didn't even finish college. He dropped out of college from what I heard.
I didn't know that.
Yes, so he never even completed college. If you look at his emails, he never actually like has like educated sentences. He has misspellings everywhere. It's just like, how was this guy able to get so far and know so many different people? That's one of the things that confuses me.
Well, I mean, now that he's there, once he got there, it's not about how he got there. It's more I think the question you need to be answering, my brother, is when he got there, how did he stay there? You get what I'm saying? Not how did he get there, but when he got there, how did he stay there?
That's true too, though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true too, though.
Forget how he got there. When he got there, why ain't kick him out? Why didn't the first person go, hey, you're a weirdo, you need to leave? Why didn't that happen off the rip? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he got there, why did he stay there? And they allowed him to continue to do the things that he did and stay in the position that he was at. Why did they let him stay there? There had to be one person to go, hey, bruh, we all need to stop hanging with this dude, bruh. Like, everybody, do not rock with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Don't go to none of his party. Don't do this. Now, if y'all listen to me, you listen to me. If you don't, you don't. But why did they let him stay at that position? That's the question we need to be asking.
That's a good question, but you know what? I actually also want to know how he got there too. Because that would require a lot of money. Nobody really knew where he got his money from.
True.
I mean, we heard Lex Wexner. He just let him have a power attorney, like out of nowhere. It was crazy. I mean, there was emails I was looking at where him and Jeffrey Epstein, Lex Wexner, and Jeffrey Epstein was going back and forth talking about how, thank you, Wexner, for making me richer. And I made you richer too, Lex Wexner. It's like one of those things where it's like they're just rubbing each other's hands and fingers and getting richer and richer.
But at what?
Fingers?
Like, what was the service, you know?
He might have been good with finances, though.
Allegedly, he was what, like a math professor? I thought he was like a math teacher or something like that.
He dropped out. Let me just double check that.
I don't know.
But I don't think he ever finished college.
You don't need to finish college to be hanging around with rich people or become rich.
But like for rich people to trust you with the money,
They
like,
dumb
to
too, though.
trust, like, I mean, there's a lot I feel like we just don't know. And there's clearly a different set of rules people play by. Surely you must have known when the man went to jail for procuring like prostitution from a child that this guy was a creep.
Exactly.
That was in 2008.
Exactly.
What are we talking about in 2012 and in 2017, 2018? Well, I mean, it was just 36 victims were involved in that case. You know, he takes a plea deal and it kind of gets, you know, pooed down to absolutely nothing. And it was a joke of a jail sentence, but still, it's like, you want to hang around that?
Like Epstein must have been like a really cool guy. I hate to say it.
No, you're right.
He had to have been like one of the coolest people in the world in order for people to trust this man like this.
I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, he was going back and forth with Bannon about starting a movie to take down the Pope or something like that. Allegedly,
right.
that was in emails.
It was Pope. Yeah, I forgot he said something about the Pope too.
Yeah, they was trying to make a video. They was trying to make a movie taking down the Pope for allegedly, you know, whatever the Pope does.
I didn't know that's what that was.
Yeah.
I just heard that he was like besmirching the Pope somehow in the files. They were trying to.
Yeah, they were trying to make a film about the book, the 2019 book In the Closet of the Vatican by French journalist Frederic Martel. And you hear the title In the Closet of the Vatican, you can already kind of guess exactly what they were trying to get. But they were trying to make a film based off of that.
Oh, that's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and it's like, first of all, I don't know anything about those allegations, but if they're claiming what they're claiming, that's like the pot calling the kettle.
How you gonna work with Epstein to take down a PDF, alleged PDF, and he's a PDF? But that's why I say Epstein had to be really cool to like. He just had to be to finesse people like this or to make them call him God.
He must. I mean, he was clearly very well connected at the highest levels you can possibly get to. So, I mean, I guess that's all it takes.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it, never finished college. Never finished college.
And you end up, all right.
I mean, I never finished college. Look at me.
I mean, but bro,
are you involved?
He was a professor, dog.
I'm here. You know what I mean?
No. You're not there.
Yeah, I mean?
I'm not trusting somebody with like hundreds of millions of dollars for nothing.
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Like if you end up making hundreds of $1 millions, you're gonna be like, all right, man, you didn't finish college, but I want you to handle my money.
No, but I will try to look back and see what has he done. Like, because some people aren't educated in the sense of college education, but they're very educated when it comes to like stuff that they like. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, you have people that, you know, they like stocks or they like crypto or they like this and like that. They, you know, they didn't finish college, but they're millionaires. They're smart in their own realm, but they might not be smart like in this. He definitely wasn't the brightest to mess with children. You know, they dig what I'm saying? That wasn't the smartest thing to do. You know?
I mean, but he clearly got away with it for a very, very long time.
A long time.
And you got to do that somehow. So we'll see what happens. PDF is a polite way of saying pedophile. For people in the back. But this whole scandal around just everything Epstein right now has people looking at a photography company for school pictures a little funny. This story is honestly so sad to me for this company that is just getting dragged through the mud. It is called LifeTouch. And LifeTouch is saying, please don't associate us with this stuff. But essentially, several U.S. school districts canceled or altered school picture plans involving LifeTouch because LifeTouch is one of the largest school companies in the United States. They take the school yearbook photos, they handle the class pictures, they do the student ID photos, they handle a lot of kids' photos. LifeTouch is a subsidiary of Shutterfly, which was acquired by Apollo Global Management. And at the time, Apollo was led by Leon Black, who had previously paid Epstein for personal finance advice, according to the authorities. Black's name is all up in those files thousands of times, if you believe the reports, and he apparently paid Epstein like $158 million between 2012 and 2017 for personal financial advice. So people were like, now what does that mean?
And then you're dealing with children too. Like you got a business that's dealing with children, and then you're messing with Epstein. That's very alarming. If I was a parent and I heard that, I would be very alarmed too.
And that is why the schools did what they did. Now, Life Touch is shooketh. They are aghast. They are appalled. They are horrified. They are saying, like, we don't know anything about anything. Life Touch and Apollo actually both issued statements calling claims of any connection between Epstein and student photos completely false. The CEO of Life Touch said that Leon Black, who's stepped down a couple years ago, or Apollo, neither one of them had access to student images. There's no evidence that Epstein or anybody in his orbit touched or accessed Life Touch photos. It's just, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Let's be real, bro. It almost like, honestly, do you think that they had no access to these people's photos, bro?
He's a CEO. He's the boss.
He's got the key. He's got the passwords to everything.
Mind you, he's the boss's boss because it's a subsidiary group. So
you got the passwords to everything. You think he not passing the passwords around is kind of crazy to me.
That we're insinuating guilt.
Yeah, when I say he had
I'm
access.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, it's a little. Hey,
if the CEO,
all I'm saying is this.
Oh, go ahead.
All I'm saying is this, and I'm saying this, not them, me. I'm saying this. I don't want to let that be known. I'm saying this. It's just you got the keys to the city, and you can open up a few doors. Why you ain't go pass the keys to the homie to walk in a few doors? You dig what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Also, I took my pictures at Life Touch, but not in between. Not between this time though. Not between this time.
You remember Life
You sure?
Touch?
Yeah, I remember
You
Life.
sure?
You sure?
Yeah. Not between this. I graduated 2008, brother. This happened. This 2012, 2017.
Oh, okay, we was just checking.
Yeah.
But that would be the concern that parents have. That line of thinking is something that was probably discussed, and the reason why several school districts said, you know what, we don't want to be associated even with the association that you were associated with.
For sure.
Right. None of it. Which is unfortunate for Life Touch if they, genuinely just, have nothing to do with it. But it did kind of say to me, like, man, like, who does have those school photos? And how do we know, like, literally anybody in any one of these companies are doing the right thing with these kids' photos? Now that I know how weird it's gotten, and now that I know that y'all go to crazy lengths to hide the exposure of people who are doing this stuff, it's like, now whose idea was it actually to start taking school photos?
Bruh,
wait a minute.
When you think about it, when y'all walk into Target and y'all see them the frame picture frames with the stock photos in it, what if you walked into somebody's house and they had a picture of your daughter or your son in they frame, bruh, and you're like, wait a minute, where did you get this from? How did you? Oh no, let me put that. And then you go into this room and it's a bunch of pictures of a bunch of kids in all these frames, and you're like, hey, bruh, what is you got going on?
Yeah.
No, man. These are all stock photos. No, dog. It says Life Touch at the bottom of that. What you mean? This ain't stock. You got this from somebody. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Also, big in the news right now, people are getting a little worried about censorship again. And this, again, has to do with a late night host. So Stephen Colbert taped a late show interview with James Tallarico on Monday. And James Tallarico is running for the U.S. Senate in Texas. CBS lawyers said, you cannot air that on TV. And Colbert said, hold on, what do you mean? He said, and I quote actually, we were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers who called us directly that we could not have him on the broadcast. So that is all because there's an FCC basically crackdown on the equal time rule, and that requires stations to give equal airtime to all legally qualified candidates for public office if one is featured. So if you feature one, the rival has to be given time as well. So generally, people have thought that late night hosts and daytime talk show hosts were kind of like exempt from having to do that because there are major exemptions for like news coverage. So they're like, okay, well, we're technically news coverage as well, so we don't have to do that. And the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, said, yeah, no. All that is over. That whole time where you could just do whatever you wanted, it's over. Stations should not assume late night shows just qualify for that exemption anymore. And I quote, he said specifically, if you're fake news, you're not going to qualify for the bona fide news exemption. That's what I thought made it crazy. Because there's one thing to just crack down on the rules. It's another thing to say if you're fake news, you're not going to qualify. Because who are you to say what's fake news?
Flat out.
You know? And
Stephen Colbert been doing this for years. So what? Right.
I mean, it's very strange because Fox News, like, they're a cable network, so they don't have to adhere to that. And a lot of these other CNN, like all these cable companies, they don't have to adhere to that because they're not broadcast. But I mean, there are very liberal channels on broadcast. You know, there are some that are conservative leaning, but like the main ones you think about, NBC, ABC, CBS traditionally, not so much kind of anymore, question mark, but they're very liberal leaning. You know, they're very kind to the Democrats. They're very hard on Trump. They were very kind to Biden. They were very kind to Kamala Harris, not kind to JD Vance. You know what I mean? Like so there is something to be said for the news media shaping people's opinions. But at the same time, like, I don't know, a lot of people are feeling censorship-y vibes from this. So what do y'all think? I mean, I don't know. How do you guys watch the news? Like before this, I know you didn't really like watch news, but what was your understanding about just the news and what was on the channels? Like, did you really know?
No,
for real?
No, never. I mean, when the little bit of time that I did watch the news was probably like a Trevor Noah or like a like a daily report and stuff like that. Exactly. So it was never really like real news watch it, like Fox News or CNN or things like that. I never really got into that because one, I always like, I mean, from me being here and learning that, okay, all this stuff is messed up. I always had that conception of like, all this is dirty, messed up. And now I'm here. I'm like, okay, my thought was right. All this is messed up and dirty. So it would have been me wasting my time watching this. I'd have been mad. So I consume my media as far as like news consumption in a joking form.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I could really understand it.
Yeah.
Versus sitting there listening to Fox News and CNN, I'm like, bro, y'all lost me in the first 5 minutes. I don't get what y'all are talking about. But watching Trevor Noah and Daily Show and stuff like that, I got it.
Yeah.
Because they put it in my words. You know, they put it in the way I can understand it. So.
Well, I've always loved, when I got into radio, I always loved the fact that you would have to go talk to the opposite, you would have to go talk to the opposite person on the other side if you talk to one person. I always loved that. And you're saying they got rid of that, right?
No, so
recently?
Like the local news media has always kind of tried to do that for the reason of just not pissing off viewers. Like they in a local news market for news, like you're competing with the same 3 or 4 stations for the same news. So I got to make sure like my news is better and I can't, piss people off. So they'll go to my competitor because we all got the same news. When you branch out and get into the more like cable stuff, but they're able to be more liberal, more conservative, more right-wing, more left-wing. They can go just crazy with whatever they want to do. So he's saying these late night shows kind of amass this huge cable level following sometimes, but they're still being very liberal. And he's saying y'all can't do that. So, I mean,
is he just saying that liberals can't be very liberal, or is he also saying that to the Fox News stations also?
And that's what I was wondering. And I went to go look it up, but like my ChatGPT got confused. This is why I don't like ChatGPT. But I at least it seems like this administration is targeting these late night hosts. And yeah,
most of the late night hosts that we see are liberals.
They're pretty liberal. Yeah.
But when you think about it like that too, why is it that they are always more on the liberal side?
Well, honestly, that's why like conservatives are killing the liberal game online on social media because like there is no place that you can go on broadcast news and find a conservative, like a true conservative thought. You know what I mean? Like it is very liberal, which a lot of people identify as that. But if you don't, then you don't really have your voice on broadcast TV. So I see the point. I also see the concern. It's just you got to go watch multiple news outlets or us.
Hello.
Amen.
Who's trying to give it to, everything we got.
Hello.
Trying to give you everything instead of just being biased. Speaking of giving you everything, did you see what happened to Shia LaBeouf?
Sure did. Sit down somewhere, brother.
He got everything.
Jesus.
Shia LaBeouf got arrested after an alleged is funny here because they got it in 4K.
I mean, plain the sight.
After an alleged fight during Mardi Gras in New Orleans. And we have the video.
Look at this.
Now, Shia LaBeouf, if you don't know, he is a childhood hero to a lot of people.
Yes.
He was on Even Stevens.
Even Stevens.
Did you see Even Stevens?
I haven't.
Dang,
I saw Holes
man.
though.
Holes,
Okay.
though.
He was in Holes.
He was in some great movies. The movies with the Down syndrome kid. That movie was amazing.
Is that him? Oh, he
that's
looks
him right there
very
with the
agitated.
The tattoos on his back, and
Oh.
here's where he
got knocked out?
here's where he really gets hit.
He was looking very aggressive.
Well, he
I will
was. He
say.
was drunk.
Oh, he's.
Yikes.
Oh no! Oh no!
Haymakers.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't.
And the guy is
I don't like
so we muted the audio, but the guy is telling him stay down, chill out, and Shai's just not listening. Now Here's the thing about Shia. A lot of people don't realize, or probably you do or don't know, Shia LaBeouf has been going through addiction and recovery. Addiction, recovery. He's always been back and forth when it comes to recovery and addiction. And I don't know where he's at right now with this. I don't know if he was drinking. I don't know if he was on drugs. We don't know any of that. There wasn't any signs. But he always has had mental issues as well. You know, bipolar, schizophrenia. He has all these symptoms for sure. And this all comes from child abuse back in the day, bro. He did a whole movie called Honey about it. Did a whole movie about how his dad was. Bruh, if y'all really want to go deep dive on Shia LaBeouf's life. Shia LaBeouf's life was not the best life at all, bruh. His dad used him for his fame, all kinds of stuff. It was terrible. So Shia has a lot of things going on with him, but also, man, like if whoever is on his team, or if he even has a team at this point, bruh, somebody go grab that man and get him out of the streets, because there's more videos of Shia LaBeouf in New Orleans just hanging out with nobody. Just him by himself.
Wow.
No security, no friends, no nothing. Just Shia.
That's interesting.
He does this often.
Police say apparently he was asked to leave a business out there, and then that he punched a man multiple times, left the scene, and then came back, hit him again, and then also punched another man in the nose. And so that's why people started just trying to restrain him. But that's so sad. So he claims his father. Was that like, did they ever go to court and figure that out? Or did they just,
I don't know if they
so he claims his father,
It's a lot.
is like responsible for a lot of, the problems that he's dealt with in his life. But that is so sad. And I wish the best for him, man.
Yeah, me too.
That's crazy.
Shia's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
Great actor.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to do it for this hour, but we have a lot more coming at you on the Atlanta side after the break.
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 mornings with Mero. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast. Here for it all.
We're here for it all.
Let's go. Mariah Carey takeover.
The people made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to all the classrooms and we turning up.
Good morning, students. My name is Wale. Aren't you supposed to be in class? Oh, man, you supposed to be in class, man.
Rihanna has become a true worldwide icon.
Congratulations on the job. We listen to Hot 97 every day. We can't wait to hear you guys even more.
Hey, let's go!
Get ready. The legend is on your screen. Funk Flex, the man who defines hip-hop, is bringing the heat from the radio booth to your TV.
Where my camera at? That's my camera? All right.
The biggest beats, the hottest freestyles, and that classic Flex energy.
Bars are back.
Now in your living room. Don't just hear it, watch the movement. Funk Flex, now on Hot 97 TV, Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. First, here with Rondell with 2 N's.
What they do? Give it up to you.
And Million.
Hey, the fact that this is a reality.
Brand new live news show. I'm your host, Lana Harris. There is so much going on in this country and in this world.
Civil unrest. Nobody's going to trust that. Any of
This sounds, like I said, it sounds good.
Yeah.
It does sound beneficial.
You are watching Hot 97 TV.
What's going on, Atlanta? Welcome to Hot 97 News. This is a brand new live news show where we talk about all the biggest stories in the city. It is Thursday. It is not Thursday. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday the 18th. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ronzel with 2 N's and Million.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah, brother.
That's nice.
Yeah,
It's
one
nice.
love.
It's nice. You know what? Some people, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Oh, I hate when people say Grand Rising
Grand
instead
Rising.
of Good Morning. Anywho, hi. It is Black History Month,
Yeah.
baby. So what you know we gonna do is give your 1 minute of Black excellence with Ronzel with 2 N's.
Yes. Now, listen, before Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin was 15 years old who refused to give up her seat on the segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama, and that was 9 months. Earlier in 1955, okay? See, in 1955, they had Claudette. In 2026, we have NBA Youngboy, all right? In 1955, the youth was fighting the system. In 2026, the system is fighting the youth. It gets serious out here now. Now, listen, she was arrested and later became one of the plaintiffs in Browder versus Gale, the Supreme Court case that officially ended bus segregation in Alabama. Now, just remember Claudette stood up first, but history just waited for a better marketing plan. Think about that. And that's been your 1 minute of Black excellence, baby. Shout out to Claudette Colvin.
Amen. That was very profound, actually.
Yeah, it really was,
you had
right?
some jokes in there, but there, you kind of hit.
Come on now.
Yeah, you slapped a little bit.
Come on now. I was in my bag with that one.
Yeah, do it. Were you listening?
I was in my bag. Did you hear me?
That's crazy.
Will, can you go back to the picture?
Oh my God, she's
Just
black.
one more time. Amen. Amen. Amen.
She is dark skinned with some glasses because she got glasses on just like you too.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
If that's what 15-year-old looked like in 1955, man, she look kind of old.
She's going to the bank to work.
It's just a different style. It's just a different style.
Her name was Claudette. Her name was Claudette.
Claudette.
And
That was probably Trina back in the day.
Don't play with me.
Claudette.
Like an Ashley. Yeah, Claudette. Bridget. Ethel.
But you know what, Ethel? Bernadine.
Bernadine.
Sorry. I think it is crazy that we really did have this history of doing great things and just like grinding for real and pushing for just what we wanted as a community. And now the community just raps about how to kill other Black people.
Yep, it don't make no sense. It does not make any sense, bruh. Like, she was literally fighting for justice. Like, bruh, fighting for... When the last time we seen any young person really stand up for justice?
21 Savage.
Young
Stop
person.
The violence.
He's older.
Yeah, he's older.
He doesn't count as 15.
He's almost 30, bruh.
Oh, so 30's old?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Okay, I was just asking. I was just asking. I was trying to give y'all credit.
No, he was not.
He's young.
That is what it is. No,
right, fighting words.
What I'm saying is somebody that's youth, somebody that's high school, somebody that's 15, 16. Speaking of, the only person that really did it was that white girl years ago,
Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Thunberg. Whatever.
That was the only person that really did something for real. You could look all that way you want. Who else? Name another person.
We don't have to go out there and specifically like say we got to stop the violence, but we're doing good things. Young people like Speed, for example, he's going across the world showing how beautiful the world can be, how peaceful the world can be in other places.
That's not on the level.
Bro, let's be real, dog.
He's going to, and he's going to Africa and doing this too.
Bro, let's be real, dog. Speed is streaming about nothing.
He's working.
Yeah, he's doing a job. He's not doing nothing. And I hey, bro, and shout out to Speed because I rock rock with Speed. I watch his streams. I watch the cars on the stream. But they aren't doing anything to change the narrative of anything we're doing out here, bro. They ain't moving the needle for nothing. This girl literally sat on the bus and said, "Yep, now y'all have to not segregate these buses anymore because I did that." Speed ain't really.
Hold on, the kids just was doing walkout protests for ICE not too long ago.
Bro, that ain't on.
They was trying. They did their best. I mean, they had the phones and they was dancing and stuff like that. But that's just the new generation's way of protest.
You're right. And all I'm saying is this: there will never be nothing like this again. There would
for
never
sure.
be nothing like a Claudette or a Rosa Parks or a MLK. There would never be nothing like them again at these young ages of people. You know what I mean? There would never be no young people like that no
Well,
more.
we're just building off of what they did already, though.
For sure.
You know, they did it, so we wouldn't have to, and that's the beauty of it.
I respect that. I respect that.
But we also did, I think, just drop the ball because they were
Hello.
dribbling and shooting and dribbling and shooting. And we just threw the ball across the court and just like went to go get McDonald's. You know what I mean? We didn't do. The black community should have kept, you know, with the trajectory, and
Come on now.
instead the rap music, all these movies showing us how to just be oppressed and kill each other is crazy.
We may have dropped the ball, but that was after the CIA dropped cocaine and crack in our
Flat
neighborhoods.
out. Totally. 100%.
They say, I mean, come on.
Decades ago, but what about
No,
now?
it's not decades, because think
was
about that. That's
decades
the 60s. Crack entered the
80s.
neighborhood in the 80s. So that's a whole huge disconnect.
1,000%. We know how it happened, but what are we gonna do about it?
Exactly.
What are we gonna do about it
building.
now?
We're restructuring from the attack that just recently happened.
Okay.
I mean, mass incarceration was early 2000s.
No,
we don't even have. We gotta,
we gotta
go.
we
We
gotta-
gotta move. This is not even supposed to be a story.
It's not really not.
Okay, diving into the news. Actually, we start off with a very sad story. Investigators just identified the body that was found in that car that was underwater in Lake Lanier. And it's very sad. The update, this was an older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was an 85-year-old man. His name was Philip Malone, and he had already been reported missing from Roswell, Georgia prior to the recovery. Again, if you don't remember what we talked about yesterday, they found the submerged vehicle in Lake Lanier yesterday, and they didn't necessarily know. They couldn't identify the suspect at the time, but apparently they did recently. Sheriff's investigators are still working to piece together the timeline leading up to the discovery, but they're saying that there was no wrongdoing still. But I'm trying to figure out, like, a vehicle inside of a lake. I don't know.
If this was an old man, he might have had a heart attack.
True.
Yeah.
He might have had some kind of health thing happen. He could have fallen asleep at the wheel. God dang, imagine somebody goes missing. This is the second person that went missing, was found in a lake.
Uh-huh.
Lil Jon's son.
Yep.
Recently.
Oh
was
my
found in a lake.
God.
Isn't that crazy?
You know what's real crazy is I think that is a C250 Mercedes. The red. I got that. I had literally have a
You got
car.
that same car?
I got that same car.
Really?
Wow.
That's wild, right?
Dang, bro. Stay away from Lake Lanier. Don't
All
get
right.
too close.
Okay. All right.
Don't
that,
get too close,
that was too soon.
That was wrong. My bad.
That
Don't
was
get
too
close, though.
soon, bro.
I'm just trying to look out for you.
And
You
you
the one
know-
that said you like going to that devilish lake.
And
That lake is devilish and demonic. The way, bro, there's no way that I don't think people realize this. 700 people have been reported dead in that lake, died from that lake. I can't. That's a demonic lake, and people just go there on a daily basis, drinking, having fun. Like,
gosh.
what are we talking about? Why aren't we making a bigger noise about this? Like, we need to barricade this lake. I'm for real,
Barricade the lake,
bro. We cannot. Bro, it's too dangerous.
Drain
bro.
it.
Are you? Can you? Can you swim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can you swim when a propeller is hitting your head from a boat?
What?
There is multiple different people that have been hit by boats at Lake Lanier.
Yeah, at night.
So what are we talking about here? You're still adding on to my point.
Don't swim at night. That just defeated your point right there. Don't swim at night.
So you mean to tell me out of the 700, nobody was swimming in the day?
Some are more.
Okay, all right. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you about.
That's all I'm saying.
Lake Lanier.
You just fighting for Lake Lanier so bad, bro.
Lake Lanier's a fun lake, man.
That's because the ancestors ain't trying to drag you under.
Well, you should be telling white people don't swim there, not us.
Amen. I'm just saying, you might not be safe there. You might not be safe there.
It sounded like you was directing all that to us.
This conversation really devolved.
We were good.
Oh, man. Okay. Meanwhile, there's a teen from Metro Atlanta who got arrested after police say he ran towards the U.S. Capitol with a loaded shotgun.
Oh man, this was crazy. So they arrested him on the lower west terrace of the United States Capitol. His SUV was located separately, parked in front of the United States Botanic Gardens on Maryland Avenue. So when they arrested him, what he had on him was multiple rounds of ammunition. He was wearing a tactical style vest, as you can see right there in the picture. That was a shotgun that he had. And then authorities said when they went through his vehicle, his SUV, they found a gas mask and helmet.
What?
And it was visible inside of the vehicle.
What?
He is alleged to be from Smyrna, Georgia. Smyrna, Georgia. 18 years old.
18
years old.
Man.
Okay.
So-
Well, yeah. Okay.
And then we just say, what are the kids doing nowadays, Claudette? Sat on the bus. And this just plays, hey, bro, this just makes my point even more better, bro. Like, what?
Oh, man.
This story couldn't have come at a better time.
You got a point there, but maybe because real talk though, because I had it when I heard this, I was like, I kind of understand what he's going through right now. He's probably just an 18-year-old kid that's angry with the world because, mind you, the Epstein files just came out. This is probably his first time hearing how corrupt the government is, and he's upset. Granted, no motive was released yet. I will say that there was no motive that was released, but I would be upset too, and that's not the way to go about it for sure. But if I'm just a young kid, 18 years old, got all this energy, I'm hearing that PDFs are running the country. Yeah, you know what? I would want to tear this country down too. That's not how you do it though, young man. I will say that.
My boy, message to you, bruh. Go get some girls, dog. You 18, brother. Like, this ain't got nothing to, bruh, listen to me, brother. You 18, there's other stuff to do. Let the grown people worry about the Epstein files and all that. 18, go enjoy your life, dog. Like, go enjoy your life. That's how I feel. I didn't get into politics until I was up to now, to be totally honest with you, for real. Like, because I wanted to live without being in fear, one, and two, wanted just to live my life without really knowing what's going on. I mean, I definitely wanted to live in an ignorant, false reality because, but at 18, I definitely didn't want to know what's going on.
You're contradicting yourself, and you're telling the kids because you was just glorifying Greta for sitting on the bus at 15 years old.
Wait.
Because she saw injustices that was going down in her government.
100%.
This is a young man. Again, no motive was released, but this is my personal assumption. He's heard about the Epstein files being released and how the government is corrupt with PDFs. He's trying to do something about it. That's not the way to do it. But telling him not to be interested in what the government is doing is not the right thing to say.
Here's the thing, bro. We're talking about segregation, and we're talking about going up and doing whatever you were gonna do at this in DC. Like, hey, brother, come on now. These are two different things.
We're talking about segregation that we faced when we was in the 60s.
And still face to this day.
And still face to this day. And we're talking about PDFs running the whole entire country.
100%.
Those are pretty comparable scenarios right there.
But one you can actually move a needle with, the other you can't. You ain't moving the needle with the Epstein files. You can move the needle with segregation.
Why can't they though?
Because
and again, January 6th happened.
And what happened after that?
You're right. Again, but I'm just saying he's angry. I'm saying it's not okay. I'm saying it's not okay the way he did it, but I kind of understand where the anger could have been coming from. Again,
I don't see
not
it.
verified.
Yeah. I don't know where his anger came from. I don't even know why he was this angry at 18, regardless to even go do this. What are you so angry for to go do this at you know what I mean, at some high government place?
But
bruh.
you're the reason why the people that think like that are the reason why the elites are going to continue to stay and continue to do what they can do.
No.
Because people aren't upset enough. People aren't angered enough. We just saw a list of names that are running the country that are reportedly touching and using kids.
I got you.
And we're not in an uproar about it.
But what I'm saying is, at 18, I'm not worried about this. At 35, I am overly worried about it, 1,000%. At 18, I am going to try to enjoy my life as much as possible. Go to college, get an education, graduate, get a job, X, Y, and Z.
So be blinded by what's been going on.
There really is no right answer because it's just both of you guys' opinion. You feel like, you got some time before you should really care about that. You feel like people should start caring about this stuff like immediately. I think it's interesting hearing your perspective of somebody who's younger because I think a lot of people probably don't think about what all this looks like to the younger generation. We've been here long enough. Certainly our parents have been here long enough. Our grandparents, they've all been here long enough to see the ebbs and flows of America, the greatness of America, some down points, how we've all kind of like moved together, how we've come back from tragedies together. But like, this is a very strange time to be in your generation and younger, because you are just seeing just constant craziness. The news is not ever this freaking crazy. And it dang sure isn't like pedophile central, like what we've been saying now. So I didn't even think about what that must be like for people 18 to 25 right now. It's pretty nuts. Great perspectives. Anywho, y'all don't go to the Capitol with a gun and a gas mask. No,
Please
what were you
don't.
doing with a
That's
gas
not
mask?
the way to do it.
What are we talking about here?
I understand the anger, though.
Okay. In other news, students from Appalachia High School just had to talk about what they went through when their classmate allegedly opened fire in that mass school shooting. So the suspect's father is on trial right now, and I cannot imagine what that must be like for them.
Yeah, so the prosecutors argue that Colin Gray, this is the father, he should be held responsible for the shooting also, not just his son, because he's the one that gave his son the rifle, the AR, as a Christmas gift, despite knowing about prior threats and concerning behavior. Including some of the concerning behavior that they've seen was online threats from the son being made. So you gave your child this AR when you know that he's a threat to society. It's kind of like, yeah, at that point, that's why people are saying that he should be held accountable. Now, some of the victims are saying that they were just going over some of the things that they was traumatized with, not only from physical injuries, but also suffering emotional and psychological effects throughout that shooting. And it's been affecting them long term. So I don't know, man. Should the father... I'm glad that the father was actually able to hear those accounts.
Yeah.
Because maybe he's sitting there thinking to himself, and I'm not saying he is, but maybe he's like, why am I on trial? This is why you're on trial, because your child had affected us.
So his defense basically counters that and says, hey, Colt, my son, who's accused of doing this, didn't tell me he was going to do this. He hid his plans. He hid his intentions. I couldn't have possibly predicted he was going to do something like this. So why am I here? I don't know, man. I think that's a really interesting conversation about how much responsibility these parents should have when it comes to this. Because like you said, if there is a history of police coming to my door and talking about, like, what are these online threats? What is this? Maybe I don't tell the police, take my son or lock my son up. Maybe even if, I don't know what happened in that case, but even if I just said, hey, I'm not concerned about it. Clearly wasn't concerned about it because he gave his son the gun for Christmas. So even if I wasn't concerned with the police, I'm asking my son, explain this to me right here.
Right.
And if you didn't have any alarm bells going off at that point to say, he might not need a gun to just have without it being mine and the one that I physically give to him whenever we go out shooting, we go out hunting, whatever, y'all do with y'all's guns and stuff like that. But I don't know. That's that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will, because the case is still ongoing. So,
Yeah. In other news, man, the Atlanta Police Department just had to arrest an armed robbery suspect, and kids had to see it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this one unfolded like really fast. So just before 4:30 in the afternoon, police say a man was robbed at gunpoint near Headland Drive Southwest. Two suspects. They take off in the Honda CRV. A few hours later, Atlanta police spot the vehicle, pull it over. One suspect, Quintavious Knowles, is arrested. All right, but here's the part that really stands out. There were two children in the SUV, okay? Two kids. Thankfully, police say the kids were found in good health, but the details change the tone of the story when firearms and robberies are involved, all right? And children are present. This raises a serious question about decision-making and risk. Now, Knowles is facing aggravated assault, armed robbery, gun charges. The second suspect is still out there. So they don't have the second suspect, which sucks. This is still an active investigation, but the center of it, you got the victim who is allegedly robbed at gunpoint, and his kids caught in the middle of it, which has to be a traumatic experience. They did not give the age of the kids, which I really wanted to know, the age of the kids. Because I thought that would have been probably interesting to know how old the children were. But yeah, I mean, they definitely... being in the car with this random man, come on, man, this has got to be traumatic. And their dad or whoever they robbed the car, It's somewhere in that. Now he has explained this.
So that's what I actually didn't understand. Did he steal a car with kids in it?
Or was he the stealer?
Or like, did he go pick up some kids in the car he stole, according to police, like after the fact, and they found the kids?
Those are two narratives that both can be correct. I mean, it's true. Those are two narratives about he could have either stolen that car, went to go pick up his children, and then like,
woo, I see the car, yeah,
or robbed a dude, then said, "Let me get your car or your kids in the back." Well, I don't care, and drive off. Those are two narratives. They don't say how that actually played all the way out.
I would go for the I picked up kids after the fact, only because I would assume if the story was that he stole a car with kids in it, literally every headline would be man steals car with kids in it.
100%.
Because that's crazy.
Well, the headline was man steals a car with kids in it.
Oh, yeah, so then the man steals a car.
But it wasn't like you said, man steals a car with kids, and it could have been man steals a car and had his kids in the car or picked up his kid. You know what I'm saying? It could have been it could have been both ways. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You don't get what I'm saying.
I mean, I see what
you don't get what I'm saying. You think I'm making this up and I'm not. You think I'm making this up and I'm not. But here's the thing. I mean, even if he stole the car and went to go pick up his children, maybe he just need a ride to go pick up his kids.
Yes. Okay, so the actual headline that I found was man charged in armed robbery after APD finds children in getaway car.
Okay, but here's the thing. Getaway, it's loaded.
Because you don't know. Did you find the kids before or after? Let me see what else.
Did he rob? Trust me, I scoused the internet for this one because I had the same two questions you got. Did he steal the car first, or did he steal the car with the kids in it, or did he still pick up the kids and take them? Well, why would he steal the car and then go pick up the children?
Okay, I think he picked up the kids later because this happened at 8:30. Hours later, APD located the suspect. No way you are driving around for 4 hours with somebody else's kids.
You don't know this.
What, I gotta get y'all some food? Can we go to McDonald's? Man, let me get the car back. I don't want this. I ain't got no kids. Bump this. Absolutely not.
Who cares? He probably
you got games on your phone.
What if he looked back there and forgot they were back there though? You know what I mean? It was like, wait a minute, is kids back here? Because they didn't say the age. So maybe the kids were back there and just quiet and was just like,
dang, this is real. He don't smell like my dad.
That is not my dad up there.
Do we say anything?
Yeah, just keep just chill.
Just be quiet. See what happens next.
You know what I mean?
4 hours later, we still here.
So we really don't know, but I mean, they got the first one, Quintavious, and the second dude is still out there. So, which here's the flip side of this.
Okay.
This is another way you can think about this.
Okay.
Quintavious, Knowles, and the other dude, right? Two suspects. They stole the car together, right?
Allegedly.
And then the babies they went to go pick up, and it's one of their babies. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so, like I need a car to get my kids.
But we need a whip first.
But we need a car. So what do we do?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Let's allegedly go get one. You dig what I'm talking about? The story doesn't make sense.
Oh, man.
We're gonna
Glad
figure it
the
out.
kids are okay, though.
Yeah. They're good.
The kids were okay.
Yeah, they're good.
Kids are all right. Okay. We have, honestly, a very sad and crazy story that has a lot of people talking really on social media right now, especially. But there was somebody who was fleeing ICE and crashed into a beloved teacher from Georgia, and it killed her.
Which is nuts.
Which is crazy.
I don't know. I guess the question I pose with this one before I get into the details is ICE being a little too aggressive again?
I don't know. I mean,
so I'll give you the story and you tell me. So this one is heartbreaking. The teacher is on her way to work before school, and by 7:45 that morning, life is gone. Okay, Dr. Linda Davis. She was a doctor, a teacher at Hess KA in Savannah, was killed in a car crash near the school. Police say the other driver was allegedly fleeing from ICE when the car crash happened. All right, the details add up. Another layer to the story. Law enforcement say they didn't even know about any federal operations until the crash, after the crash. Now the driver is in custody and facing charges tied to her death, which is even more crazy because like you're getting detained and now you got a charge of vehicular homicide on your thing. It's nuts. But at the center of this is a classroom that lost their teacher. Students who showed up to the school that morning not knowing the day would change forever. A school community is now grieving. Whatever the legal process looks like from here, a family lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? Schools lost an educator, and a normal Monday turned into a tragedy. So that's really what sucks about this whole thing, is that there is not a lot of details on why this chase was happening other than it was ICE. So, I mean, you can only one can only think that the pursuit was of, he was trying to be detained,
I think that if this were a situation where ICE was trying to detain someone and this person is fleeing, why are we doing that around school bus hours? We all know what time these kids go to school. Like, don't try to get somebody bobbing and weaving in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
When school buses are around, like they could hit people at a bus stop. It's just too erratic. I get the ICE has to do what they have to do, and they're going after criminals and they're going after illegal immigrants, and it is what it is. It is what it is. But you could pick a different time of day where there's not potentially kids around and parents around dropping kids off and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
The illegal immigrant definitely holds accountability in this, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Nobody's. You're fleeing from the police.
You're fleeing. Yeah, exactly. You're fleeing from the police. Why are you doing that? I mean, we understand why you're doing that, but you're putting people's lives at risk also. You're coming to this country for whatever you're coming to this country for, and then you're putting our lives at danger too.
Mm-hmm.
Totally true. That does not excuse what the suspect did at all.
Not at all.
At the same time, ICE could be a little wary about their impact on communities. Like, that's where I'm saying, like, it's just some forethought would be nice. We've seen this happen before. That's what I'm saying. Like, these illegal immigrants have been known to run, have been known to flee, have been known, we've seen it happen. So I'm so surprised they fled again and one hit a teacher. Well, that you did it at like 7:45 in the morning.
Exactly.
So, I mean, who'd you think was out at this time? I don't know. But I get what you're saying. Like, don't just bash ICE. It's a good point. This is on the illegal immigrant who did this, but it's,
His name is Vasquez Lopez, by the way. So I do want to give the guy a name. He is in custody, and
38 years old.
Yep.
Okay, we have to go to a quick break, but we have a lot more stories. Don't go anywhere. We're right back after this.
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 mornings with Mero. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast.
So, yes, we're going Christina Peterson.
Are we live?
Oh, no, there's no way.
Yes, our mics are on. Oh,
Wait, for real?
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 mornings with Mero. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast. Here for it all.
We're here for it all. That's
Let's
it.
go. Mariah Carey takeover.
The people made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to all the classrooms and we turning up.
Good morning.
Welcome Welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. First, here with Rondell with 2 N's.
What it do? Give it up to you.
And Million.
Hey, the fact that this is a reality.
Brand new live news show. I'm your host, Lana Harris. There is so much going on in this country and in this world.
Civil unrest. Nobody's going to trust that. Any of
this sounds, like I said, it sounds good.
Yeah.
It does sound beneficial.
Oh, yes. We hope that you appreciated that little behind the scenes look that we definitely did on purpose. Welcome back to Hot 97 News Atlanta. Okay, a lot of stories to talk about. Do you guys remember who Christina Peterson is? Christina Peterson is now facing a misdemeanor charge while filing a $50 million lawsuit. Federal lawsuit. And I mean, this mugshot, I remember when it went crazy when she first got arrested. So you have all the answers here.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know Christina Peterson is, she was a former Douglas County, Georgia probate court judge. Yes. In 2024, the Georgia Supreme Court removed her from the bench following findings from her from the Judicial Qualifications Commission regarding misconduct and ethical violations. Okay? And now she is walking in the Fulton County Court as a criminal defendant. All right? What started as a late night confrontation outside of a Buckhead nightclub in June 2024 has turned into 2 separate legal battles. On the criminal side, most of the serious charges didn't stick. A battery charge was dropped. A felony obstruction count was reduced. What's left is 1 misdemeanor obstruction charge, and she's pled not guilty. Okay? At the same time, she has filed in a federal court lawsuit asking for at least $50 million. She says she was violently slammed to the ground, and that body camera footage was misleading presented. She is accusing the city of Atlanta and an officer of excessive force and malicious prosecution. And here's what makes it even more complex. She's representing herself.
I mean,
she's representing herself.
So, but on background, can you just say what happened with this woman first that got her into the trouble in the first place? Because she got into like a little tiff with officers outside of a club, right?
That's all I really know. Like I didn't fully know what happened with the Buckhead thing. I knew about Christina Peterson just like who she was, and I didn't track about like the Buckhead thing. So what I do know is that she got in a fight or like a little altercation outside of a Buckhead club,
right?
And that's about it. And then she got into it with the police after the little scuffle, tuffle.
And I'm pretty sure she kept saying like, "Oh, I'm a judge," or I'm all this kind of stuff. And so people were like, "Girl, you can't just be doing whatever you want to do. It's because you're a judge." But she still got in trouble. So
very much so got in trouble.
Yeah,
very much so got in trouble. But I guess she like to her defense, she is a probate judge. So why wouldn't you Why wouldn't you represent yourself? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? I would if I was
do this.
Yeah, if you know all the loops and tricks and the nooks and crannies, I'd do the same thing for real.
Especially because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
To get a lawyer and fight for all these cases. These lawyers sometimes want to charge you like $1,000 just to file like a motion. And you got a whole court case to fight. So, it's shoot, I would have done the same thing, girl.
Law school is like 20 at least at minimum, and this is like shooting super low, at least $20,000 like tuition wise,
like a month
tuition wise, like each semester almost.
Each semester.
And again, this is low end because there's people that go to like high end colleges that go to like Yale, UGA. That's hundreds of thousands it could get up to. You gosh darn right I'm about to be representing myself.
For sure.
If I put all that money in there, I have the education, I have the learning. You gosh darn right I'm going to be representing myself.
Correct.
What?
Right.
What?
I already paid the fees.
Exactly.
Yeah, I already paid my legal fees when I went to law school.
Exactly.
So that's when it's me. Hello. Sorry.
What I was gonna say is just to give a little bit more background on what happened in Buckhead, because I forgot. I just looked it up and just So they said police say she became involved during a police response to an altercation and allegedly pushed and struck an Atlanta police officer while interfering in the situation. Now her side of the story is Peterson and her attorney have maintained that she was trying to help a woman who is being attacked outside the club and that any contact with the officer was accidental and defensive, not an intentional assault. So, there's two sides to every story. Which side is right, we don't know. I mean, there is body cam footage of the incident, so we really don't know. But for her to represent herself, I am going to be extremely tuned into this one because I want to see how she get away with this. Because I don't know if y'all remember, there was a dude on TikTok, this light skinned dude with glasses, and he was representing himself in a murder case. And he, do you remember this? Do you remember? Do you remember this, Million?
He was put on the death penalty or something.
He was. He was trying to fight. He was trying to fight a death penalty case as himself. He was representing himself. Bruh, y'all gonna stop playing with me in here. Hey, bruh, when I tell you that was the most entertaining stuff to watch, somebody literally had no idea what they were doing, but get out there and represented herself. I can't wait to see her represent herself. Not to say she can't. I just want to see it done.
Yeah, she could probably do well.
Yeah.
I used to be a reporter in Jacksonville, Florida, and we had to cover court all the time. And this one dude came up to also defend himself, and he was also real passionate with saying, I'm doing this, and the judge was like, you can't do that, sir. You can't do that. So the judge was pissed. These judges are pissed when people decide to defend themselves. It's so funny.
It's a waste of time.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I want to say that there was just a case not too long ago where a guy tried to use AI to represent him.
Nah, gang.
I'm serious. Let me double check that. It was a guy that tried it.
I actually don't doubt it. Technically, if we're getting technical here, if you're in some legal trouble, AI cannot give you legal advice. AI cannot be your lawyer. AI, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's the disclaimer. If you tell ChatGPT or one of these AIs, look, this is what it is.
What should I do?
What should I do? What should I make sure my lawyer is doing? If I were a lawyer, what would be the best thing to do at this point? You know what I mean? I could see you
winning the case, or at least getting close to it.
You can get close.
Getting a lesser sentence.
You can get close.
Getting a lesser sentence.
So in March 2025, a 74-year-old Jerome Dewald attempted to use an AI-generated avatar to argue his employment case in New York courts.
Did he 74?
74.
What you know about
Did
that?
He win?
Oh, okay.
No, they said he couldn't do it.
They knew why. They knew why because they was gonna lose that.
Oh yeah.
They were gonna lose
go
that.
up against.
Bro, what? They was gonna lose that case.
They said, "Come on, old head, what you know about an AI lawyer, 74 years old?"
That is crazy. But that's scary because I have been looking into the law field in general, and people have been saying that AI is going to be taking a lot of these jobs in law in general. Because all it is just paperwork.
That's it.
And looking at precedents and previous cases and things like that. So instead of having attorneys do that, you could just have chat.
Put it right in the ChatGPT. Download all the files. Put it right in there. Hey, this is my case. Look over my case. Tell me what I should be doing. Where should I go? How should I go about it? Boom, bam, bam. Should I take a plea? Should I not take a plea? Do you think I have a chance of beating this in trial? Man, what?
Yeah.
Especially, and if it doesn't even take lawyers place or anything in court or anything like that, even the consultation, I feel like I could just go to ChatGPT and get some consultation from Chat.
Flat out.
As opposed to spending $100 per hour at a law firm.
Flat out.
There is a law firm here in Metro Atlanta. I'm not going to say who they are, but they were basically handling this one case, and they had 3 lawyers on it, and they were literally billing for talking to each other.
Nah, bro.
This counts as a billable hour of me telling you what I just heard from the client and you telling her, and all 3 of us just got billed. Bro, these people are scammers. At some point, you gotta make sure you know how your people are billing you, and you need a lawyer.
Crazy, bruh.
Billable hour for here, billable hour
Listen,
there.
ask about them billable hours.
Ask about
That's
them,
wild.
please. But
crazy.
Why did her photo go viral? Can we see it one more time?
She bad.
Well, she's beautiful.
Yeah,
yes.
she's bad.
Okay. I was
She's
just wondering.
beautiful.
She's
but
bad.
I think she might have had a wig on or something like that, and that's no shade because the wigs are the wigs, and she had beautiful hair regardless.
Eyes pretty. She's beautiful.
Yeah, no, but people were just like, man, that's a judge? She's out here scrapping outside the club. That's why it went viral. But she was like, no, man, I'm the victim. Shoot. We'll see.
That's what they say.
That is what you got to say. Shoot, I ain't trying to incriminate myself.
That's what you say.
Okay. Next story we got to talk about here. A woman from South Carolina who went missing was just found in a hospital here.
Now, before I tell y'all this story, while I'm reading this story, I just want y'all to think about, does this sound like she went missing, or does this sound like she was
blank?
Okay, we'll fill in the blank. We'll see what the blank is. Okay.
Story had a lot of people worried, okay?
Yes.
A 37-year-old woman from South Carolina drives to Atlanta for a church conference. Her family hears from her Friday night. Then nothing. We gonna start there.
Okay.
Okay, y'all following me?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Days later, her SUV is found abandoned at the Battery. Phone inside.
Oh.
Wallet inside.
Oh.
That's not normal behavior.
Not normal.
Y'all still following me?
I'm following you.
Okay. Her husband says that's not like her at all. They got a 4-year-old son at home. So when you see the belongings left behind like that, the alarm bells ring. What alarm bells will ring? Lana and Million?
She's been taken. She's been kidnapped.
Oh, okay. Police started reviewing surveillance footage from Buckhead and other parts of the city, and the major crime units got involved. Then that tells you how seriously they were taking it. Now, according to her husband, she's been located at a local hospital, but we still don't know what happened between the church conference and the hospital.
Well, the Battery was definitely involved.
The Battery.
The Battery.
When people go to party?
People go to party.
Well, okay.
Sometimes.
They have a good time.
Right.
The Battery is
Ain't no baseball going on right now.
The Battery here is right around the baseball stadium.
Coca-Cola
and
Roxy, you know.
a lot of restaurants.
A lot of clubs, restaurants. It's a lot of things to do.
There's a lot of things to do.
A lot of things to do.
There's like a movie theater there. It's like a whole just like area. You
There's
can park
clubs there though.
Everything.
So y'all, okay. My girl
Everything.
can't go to a church conference and then go.
We about to finish this story.
Okay.
Okay, but the big takeaway of this is how fast situations can escalate.
Yes.
All right, you know, but where was she? Where was she is the biggest question. And what happened between the church conference and the hospital?
What if
Lana, say what we want to hear you say.
Oh, you don't know. Because I think this poor woman could have found herself inebriated, a little drunk. Maybe I had a little too much. Maybe I took a tumble, twisted my ankle, ended up at the hospital.
Right into somebody's arms. We don't know. All I'm saying,
we don't know.
We don't know. But all I'm saying is, you leave your phone, your battery, and your wallet in your car at the bar, and you don't hear from you for 3 days. It's crazy, bro. That's wild to me.
So men hear this and think automatically,
immediately,
she must be cheating.
1000%.
There should be like curfews in relationships in general.
Oh, I ain't gonna never do that. There'll never be no curfew in mine.
I'm just saying, like, I have a curfew that I stick to. My girl, I'm not saying that she does, but
so,
I stick to
he
that.
keeps a tight
ship.
household.
Yeah,
No,
tight ship around there.
No. I just respect my woman enough to come home to her every night at a certain time.
Well, she was here for a church conference, so she wasn't about to drive back to South Carolina.
No, and that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
3 days though.
Crazy.
If it's a 3-day church conference, and I know it's a 3-day church conference.
That's what she said she was there for.
So, and that's what she left the house for. Okay, so if y'all's woman says, I got a church conference, it's 3 days.
For sure.
It's in Atlanta.
I'll totally let my girl go.
For sure.
But here's the thing. After the first day of not hearing from her,
amen.
Oh, I'm immediately sliding down to Atlanta going, what's the dilly?
Amen.
What are we doing, mama? Why ain't you picking up your phone? And then come to find out your phone is in your whip.
Amen.
And I'm pretty sure, I'm not certain, this is not me saying that's positive, but I'm pretty sure locations were on. So, you can see so you leave your phone in the car because your location is on. Because how would you know I was at the Battery? All I'm saying is sound a little fishy. That's all I'm saying. And if you can't see that, Lana.
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to go through the timeline.
Yeah, go.
Just one more time.
Go to the timeline.
February 13th, the woman drove from South Carolina to Atlanta for the church conference, and that's the last day her family heard from her.
But she was out there for 3 days.
Out there for 3 days. Police say she was last seen February 14th.
Because surveillance footage caught her at the Publix at Buckhead Landing on Piedmont Road.
Now, you know where that Publix is, right?
Where's
right across
that?
the street from Moe's.
Yes.
Yes. So here's the thing. You going into Publix, we don't know what she bought.
What do you think she was buying?
We don't know what she bought.
You're saying that because her family last heard from her on the 13th, she had a.
Well, here's the thing. Let me break this down for you even more, Lana. Not to cut you off. I just want to hear. I just want you to hear this.
Okay.
14, she goes to Publix.
Yes, I see.
Now, Publix is a little drive away from the Buckhead. I mean, from the Battery.
Far from the Battery.
You get what I'm saying? So she get to Publix. Her SUV was found at the Battery. Wallet, phone, all that's kept inside. And then she's found at the hospital.
So
on the 6th. All I'm saying is, man, I'm not saying here now. Before I finish this statement, I'm not saying what happened. I'm not saying what happened. All I'm saying is this look a little funny.
The Battery does have hotels over there, though. The Battery does have hotels over there.
Battery's got a lot of things over there.
Why would I leave my phone and my wallet inside the car at the Battery? Why would I do that? There's no reason.
Your location is on.
Yes, but why would I want my location to be at the Battery?
Because you want that to be the place that you were at.
There's a hotel there.
Hey,
maybe that's where her hotel was.
Hey, babe, I'm going to the Battery to meet up with some of the girls from the church and eat. Boom. Oh, yeah, man, she's been at the Battery for a while.
That's how men think.
What? That's...
she couldn't have just... And then she was found at the hospital. You don't know if she...
We don't know. That's the thing. These are just all speculations from Rondell Smith, by the way. I don't want to... It's from me. Yeah, it just sounds funny. So sounds funny.
Did they say, like, what her condition was when she was found at the hospital?
No,
like,
never said.
The husband posted that she was found at the hospital.
Okay.
So he was like probably just updating people. Because again, like he said, like you had, police involved, major crimes unit out here. Someone that looks like her. Can we pull her up?
I'll pull a picture of her one more time.
Someone that looks like her goes missing. They're going to look pretty quickly. There is a very big human trafficking problem in Metro Atlanta.
She a normal looking white woman, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't ugly.
No, not at all.
You dig what I'm saying? So... Hey.
So the last time they heard from her was when she touched down.
14th,
correct.
My brother, which is
the 13th.
13th. That's when she left.
And then she was found at Publix on what day?
14th. That's Valentine's. 14th.
So she just, oh my God, that's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Oh my God.
Publix.
And she didn't communicate with nobody?
No.
Bruh.
From the 13th to the 14th?
You know what?
From the 13th to the 16th, my brother.
16th. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
What if she slipped and fell and hurt herself at the Publix?
And her phone just magically flew in her car?
Hold on. What church convention is going on the 14th?
Brother, where church? They didn't even say the name of the church.
Ah!
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, first of all, if I run into Publix, I leave my phone and my wallet in the car.
How you make it to the Battery?
How do I pay for the food? Okay, wait.
See, Lana, you're not gonna make this situation better.
That's not what the phone and the wallet were left in the car on the 16th. But I do see. But she was at the hospital, so she probably said I wish her well.
Yeah, we wish her. Yeah, we wish you well.
I wish you well.
We wish you well. I hope that.
How about that?
Yeah, man. Brother, get out. I'm joking.
I would be devastated if my partner said I got a church function on Valentine's Day all weekend. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to be in Atlanta all weekend.
For church.
In Atlanta?
How stupid do you got to be?
We don't know how this woman moves, though. She could be very big in the church.
She could.
And you ain't keeping me from Jesus. I don't care if it's no Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir.
How about that?
I would have been going with her.
Yep, exactly.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay, I'm glad you are. I had to read it like 3-4 times for you to pick up what I put down.
No, I got what you were getting at.
Jeez.
I was just trying to give my girl a little back up.
Nah.
We are sick of you Metro Atlanta scammers who just keep stealing people's identities and stealing money, and that apparently just happened in Villa Rica.
Exactly, man. This one hits on the trust again. Everybody, we all think we can trust everybody, but obviously we cannot. All right? A home health aide, someone brought into the home to care for a vulnerable person, is now accused of trying to cash a $400 check in that client's bank account. $400. $400. All right. Police say the victim never authorized the check. The son gets a call from PNC about suspicious activity, and before bank staff can finish their call, the suspect allegedly grabs the check drives off. He knew he was wrong, or they knew they were wrong. You know what I mean? That's bold. But the bigger issue is the relationship. That wasn't a stranger. That was someone employed to provide care. You know what I mean? When families hire home healthcare aides, trusting them with access, proximity, and in some cases, financial visibility. Like a lot of these healthcare people can see your money. My grandma was a healthcare worker for the Colonel. Well, we called him the Colonel, but she overlooked all this man's money, and the Colonel made millions of dollars. Oh, dog. We would walk into the Colonel's house, and the Colonel would just have like hundreds of dollars just sitting on it. But he was so old, he didn't really know. Man, one time I pulled out a drawer, a Colonel, and it was literally like $10,000 in this man's dresser. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Bruh. So, but we never took from him because, it was the Colonel. It was a good dude. So, Villa Rica police arrested him on fraud and exploitation charges. They just said he's been terminated. At the end of the day, this isn't just about $400. It's about protecting vulnerable people, okay? Because when somebody is already dealing with health issues, the last thing you need is someone taking advantage of them. That's literally it.
No, that's so crazy because, like, there are also situations where you do have to give them their cards. Like, hey, like, whatever they need, buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you see in all types of high grocery bills, like, he ain't never eaten this much.
Ever.
Seems like someone else is getting a couple of groceries at the same time on his card. That's crazy.
Yeah, those healthcare aides are I mean, they're beneficial. I mean, they're definitely, they're definitely well.
They're sent from God.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. So it's like, if you have the right one, if you got a good one, 100% keep her. Because my grandma was a great one. I mean, when the Colonel passed, he left us, like all his grandchildren, which are me and like all my cousins and stuff. He all gave us like $1,000, and we were all like, I don't know, 11, 12 at the time. So $1,000 was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't stealing no $100 at that stash?
I didn't take nothing. Bro, I was scared of my grandma. I wasn't finna steal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy. Nice. I think I would do
that. He don't see this missing. I can see little you just your wheels spinning.
That's so wild. I'm not gonna say nobody else though, but
dang.
Yeah,
you're okay.
I'm me.
Y'all gotta hear this. 1st-degree burglary this woman is accused of doing in Metro Atlanta.
This is one of those stories where I don't know, the details are a little. I wouldn't believe this if I read this. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Police say a 47-year-old woman forced her way into a home in Mableton through a basement window. This happened in broad daylight, by the way, around 8:45 in the morning. Once inside, investigators say she didn't just grab electronics and cash. She allegedly took lemonade, clothes, gift cards, toiletries, and an iPad.
Oh, wow.
And here's the part that stands out. Doorbell footage repeatedly shows her walking away wearing some of the stolen clothes.
Wow.
She just...
Wow.
Could you imagine somebody on your porch with your clothes drinking your lemonade?
That's crazy.
With the pack of toilet paper I just bought.
With your iPad just like...
Oh my God.
You me? You a whole me walking out my house.
Hey, she done mess around, turn around, close the door, lock it, walk back out. Boy, what? Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, she was arrested in February and is now facing first-degree burglary charges, which is serious. In Georgia, burglary is involving entry is into a dwelling can carry significant prison time. So, yeah, man. Shout out to this lady for cosplaying whoever she was.
Literally. Boy, I would be so mad watching you leave my house in my clothes.
Leave with a glass of lemonade.
With a cup of lemonade.
And that lemonade probably good, too. She in Mableton. You know, it's super duper sweet, bruh. Oh, and an iPad, you're walking out. She needed
this lady
it.
up
She needed it. She needed it, bruh. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Okay. Why don't we end off on a nice note?
Yeah.
This is like a nice...
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah,
one.
nice
I like
note.
This one.
There are some Atlanta sisters here who just launched I Got Bank. The whole point is to teach kids financial literacy.
Yeah, man. This is it's a feel-good story, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had this. And I think me and Million have talked about this before, like how black people don't understand. And I wish they would teach financial literacy in schools. Two sisters, 12 and 13 years old, turned a children's business fair into a financial literacy platform called I Got Bank, which is hard. And they're not just selling something cute. They're teaching kids about budgeting, credit scores, and high-interest debt, which black people really don't. They don't teach us that at all. Ever. I know at Jonesboro High School, I didn't get taught about taxes. I didn't get taught about credit scores. I didn't get taught about none of that. I didn't know that my credit was bad. That was like 25, 26. Like, dang, I got bad credit.
You found out you had credit and it was bad at the same time.
I'm like, dog. That's wild. So, what stands out to about this is that the parents are showing up to these workshops and saying, "I need this." All right. So, a lot of people are backing this. I think it's super dope that they're breaking the cycle of what is normal in Black communities to be taught. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that every Black community, and y'all remember Rich Dad Poor Dad? Did y'all parents ever read that book, bro? So, my dad read that book, but that wasn't nothing for us to really understand because it wasn't speaking to us.
Yeah.
Was
Scam.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Anyway,
but it wasn't speaking to us. So I think this is super dope. So shout out to Zion Phillips and Surreal Phillips. I think that's how you say her name. Surreal.
12 and 13.
12 and 13. I don't even know how they even came up with this. I shout out to your parents too, because that is something dope that y'all taught y'all kids, man. Financial literacy. Like when was the first time y'all learned about like financial literacy? Like this, I need to save. I need to put 20% here. I need to,
just kind of the first grumblings when I was in high school, I guess.
Really?
I was like 16. But literally just in the sense of like you have a debit card.
Okay.
And this is how the debit card works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like later on I got a credit card and it was like, use the credit card as like all your purchases and then pay it with a debit card so that you can just rack up the credit. That I kind of learned young, but like the rest of like just taxes, I still don't know about.
Me neither.
The stock market, all that stuff, whoosh, like not for real to this day, which is sad.
Yeah, I haven't really learned it at all. I mean, if I'm keeping it a stack, they didn't. And when they did teach it, maybe they did teach a little bit of it in high school, but I wasn't paying attention. The way they presented it to us was boring.
It was probably in like economics or some kind of class that was tucked away into something weird.
Right.
But I do think that Zion and Sariel Phillips are doing what we sort of talked about in the beginning of the show, which is trying to lift each other up.
Hello.
Boy, do you know the example you guys are putting out there for the kids?
Yes.
Like, let's go.
100%.
This is what we need to see instead of, some of these rappers
Exactly.
just talking about killing. Like, learn about some financial literacy in these streets.
Yeah, dog. So shout out to I Got Bank.
Shout out.
Everybody needs to go get that. I need to probably learn from these girls for real.
Right.
So we will be coming back with the I Got Bank update, I'm pretty sure.
But that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will see you tomorrow.
Peace.
A major move today. Hot 97 is expanding.
Hot 97 has launched a full streaming television channel.
Hot 97 is no longer just a radio station, it's now a streaming network.
Welcome to Hot 97 News. Let's dive into the news because the news has been newsing.
Hot 97 mornings with Mero. We got Shiny Culture in the building. Leah Bell in the building.
Good morning.
And DJ Cass One.
You know what it is. You know how I get down with the Funk Flex energy, baby.
Let's get it, Flex.
Nobody don't want no smoke.
Wow, it got spicy real fast. Here for it all.
We're here for it all. That's
Let's
it.
go. Mariah Carey takeover.
The people made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to all the classrooms and we turning up.
Good morning, students. My name is Wale. Aren't you supposed to be in class? Oh, man, you supposed to be in class, man.
Rihanna has become a true worldwide icon.
Congratulations on the job. We listen to Hot 97 every day. We can't wait to hear you guys even more.
Hey, let's go!
Get ready. The legend is on your screen. Funk Flex, the man who defines hip-hop, is bringing the heat from the radio booth to your TV.
Where my camera at? That's my camera? All right.
The biggest beats, the hottest freestyles, and that classic Flex energy.
Bars are back.
Now in your living room. Don't Don't just hear it, watch the movement. Funk Flex, now on Hot 97 TV, Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. First, here with Rondell with 2 N's.
What it do? Give it up to you.
And Million.
Hey, the fact that this is a reality.
Brand new live news show. I'm your host, Lana Harris. There is so much going on in this country and in this world.
Civil unrest. Nobody's going to trust that. Any of
This sounds, like I said, it sounds good.
Yeah.
It does sound beneficial.